on your Alexa-powered smart speaker and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Amy, I know you keep track of these things. You were very big in January with National Get Organized Month, I recall. A beacon for those who are disorganized around the
I don't know how they survive being unorganized. Ugh.
Well, so updating, February is American Heart Month, and that dovetails nicely with the work and work product of our friend Ira Antelis. I'm talking about 120 Life, the natural juice drink that I drink, 8 ounces of. I'm in control of my blood pressure, as I say often on the program. And we're pleased to be joined by Ira Antelis, the founder of 120 Life, in this American Heart Month of February. Ira, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me. And I do want to tell you that you have a wonderful audience. And how do I know that? Because I return everybody's phone call. So when people listen to you and they call about our product, I get to talk to them. And they are just wonderful. I really mean that sincerely.
No, that's great. That's great to hear. And I recall the last time we spoke, you mentioned that, like, when you call 120 Life, it's, hi, this is Ira on the phone. So, I mean, that interpersonal connection is sort of unique. It seems to me like just like the baseline here with 120 Life and maintaining a healthy blood pressure. The first thing you have to do is know what your blood pressure is, know if you need to reduce it or maintain it, and how does 120 Life factor into those different categories? If I need to get my blood pressure down or I just need to maintain it at the healthy level it is?
Yes. So my partner and lifelong friend, who actually has a master's in nutrition, she always says, know your numbers, because obviously if you don't know what your blood pressure is, you don't know if it's high, normal, low. So the first thing we say is know your numbers. That can be checked at many pharmacies can do it for free. You can go buy a blood pressure monitor. And once you have that baseline, you could decide, well, my blood pressure's 115 over 75.
That'd be nice.
Pretty normal. That's great. So I'll check it in a couple of months again. Or, you need to know this, especially if you're over 60, almost 65% of people have high blood pressure. So if you're over 50, I think it's 1 in 2. So as we get older, it becomes much more prevalent. So I think the key to start is know what it is. So if you don't know what your numbers are, then it's not good. So make sure you get your blood pressure checked.
And having high blood pressure is part of COVID. I mean, they are related. Can you tell us about that underlying condition?
So we always talk about that everybody, well, not everybody, many people know that 80% of people who have heart attacks and strokes have high blood pressure. But we also learned that during COVID, high blood pressure is an underlying condition that makes it a lot worse. So again, if we can get your blood pressure down to somewhat, even if we drop it 20 or 30 points, it's going to go a long way for your health overall.
And how does your product do that?
Okay, so
what's the miracle?
Yes, so I wouldn't say it's a miracle, but I appreciate that. I think what it is that a lot of our ingredients do things, and some of them actually mirror the medication. So, for instance, if you go to a doctor with high blood pressure, they give you what's called a diuretic. In our drink, we have 2 diuretics. So they might also, at the doctor, give you what's called an ACE inhibitor. I'm not going to explain what it is. In our drink, hibiscus tea is an ACE inhibitor. So many of the things that you would get from a doctor, we have naturally in our drink. The other thing that's really important, we have what's called nitrates. And nitrates dilate, which means it opens up your blood vessels, which is very good if you have high blood pressure or just in general. So those are some of the things and why they work for our drink and help people.
And with respect to the drink, 120 Life, is there sort of a perspective on, not only this 8-ounce drink once a day, but also make this 8-ounce drink a replacement for something else in your diet that is not good for your blood pressure and thus your heart health?
Yes. So many people are not aware of some very basic things. So let's just say one thing we can all do, salt. So salt is very, very, if too much salt is not good. And here's why, and this is what I wanted to explain to your audience, that think of it this way. if you have too much salt in your body, water is going to stay in your body to deal with that salt. So all of a sudden you have excess water that's staying in your body that is now putting pressure on your heart and your blood vessels and raising your blood pressure. So let's just say, I always use the example of oatmeal because I like oatmeal. So what I realized one day is the oatmeal I was eating in the morning had like 300 milligrams of sodium. So I found out that steel cut oatmeal has 0. So I just switched. So if your people in your audience are listening, do 1 or 2 things to cut back on your sodium intake. And so because people are unaware, and over time, I think that will help with your heart and your blood pressure.
Now, I know everybody's physiology is a little bit different, but how quickly, once you get into the 120 Life once a day, should you start to see results? What can people, as they're continuing to measure, yes, when can they start to see progress, generally speaking?
So to be honest, it's not a perfect science. So I have people call me after 3 days and said my blood pressure dropped 30 or 40 points. I have people, we do our 2-week guarantee, call me after 2 weeks and say, I feel better. I think it's helping me, but I don't see it on my numbers. So for many people, it's going to take a little bit of time. For some people, it happens faster. For some people, it doesn't happen. But I do know one thing, which is one of the reasons I'm here, that if you drink our drink, it is definitely helping you because the nitrates will open up your blood vessels. There's plenty of antioxidants. We also have magnesium in our drink. Very, very important. We have the recommended daily amount. So I can't give you a specific, it'll help in 2 days, 5 days, 2 weeks. I've been on it since I created it, and I've got my picture of my blood pressure monitor. My blood pressure the other day was 105 over 65. Now, I started at about 180 over 110, and so I think the cumulative use over time has really helped.
He is Ira Antelis. He's the founder of 120 Life, 120life.com. Don't forget the promo code, still good. Dan, you get 10% off your first 2-week trial. Ira, thanks so much for joining us, and continued success with 120 Life.
It's been a pleasure, and thanks for having me, and thank you to your audience.
Thanks, Ira.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
When you need a top-rated insurance agency in Chicagoland, InsureWithUs.biz has you covered. As independent agents, they work for you, not the insurance company. You'll get the best coverage at a very competitive price, followed by the finest service in the industry, and get a fair and prompt settlement of your claims when needed. Insure With Us is a firm of proven, caring professionals, with their expertise being a well-trained, experienced staff. With a serious, conscientious approach toward helping people, they'll design a responsible protection program for you, look for ways to save you money, and present you with a comprehensive proposal. With solutions for both residential and commercial clients, Insure With Us gives you a full line of personal and commercial insurance products from a carefully selected group of financially sound, reputable insurance companies. Remember, Insurance With Us independent agents work for you, not the insurance company. Get your custom, competitively priced quote today by visiting insurewithus.biz. That's insurewithus.biz.
One of the things we have learned in the past year, technology is a must. You must have good data and cell service inside your building. Do you have bad service? Let's fix that. This is Kelly Piles. My company is PC Net Services. We fix that bad data and cellular connection inside your building and stop the complaints. It's not as complicated as you might think, but it does make a difference. We work with all major cellular carriers and data communications companies across the nation. We can improve your cellular and data signal in your building with every carrier. No more dropped calls, no more complaints. First responders, firefighters, and government agencies have used us to create a better cellular signal inside their building. We could do the same for you. A veteran-owned company, PC Net Services, connecting you to the world.
Get better cell service in your building, no matter which carrier. For a free analysis, call PC Net Services, 815-545-4439, 815-545-4439.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Jim Keene Jr. of the Mail House, Inc., a family-owned and operated digital print mail house with a specialty in political advertising and a customer of Signature Bank. We knew that getting a loan to buy our business wouldn't be easy, so we turned to one of our trusted friends for a referral. She told us about the outstanding level of customer service her business received at Signature Bank since becoming one of their first customers in 2006. Today, we couldn't be happier. Not only did Signature help us finance the purchase of the mail house, but they supported our growth as we modernized our operations in mailing as well as from traditional to digital printing. If you're looking for a great bank to grow your business, take a look at Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The economy, the Fed, the markets. How do you get ahead? Raj Shah and Rick Borick host Unlock Your Wealth, Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on AM 560.
You know, what we want you to do is be proactive where the dollar figures are important. So, you know, if you spent 2 hours to save $100 on a gift, and you spent 2 hours with us and we saved you $50,000 in taxes in retirement, which 2 hours were better spent?
Join Raj and Rick as they help you unlock your wealth.